And with that, we welcome in former NBA Coach of the Year and NBA champ Avery Johnson. Coach, there's only one place to start. It actually started with news stories that transpired within hours of each other, right at the start of free agency last week. Kyrie opting into the Nets, KD asking out, and we've heard pretty much nothing since then. So what's the latest on KD and Kyrie?
Well, I just think the Nets are not in any rush. You don't want to rush into a bad deal. And then when the players are asking to be traded, you want to get the maximum amount. You want to swing for the moons. You want to hit a grand slam since we are in baseball season. So again, I think the Nets are asking for plenty of first-round picks and the better players on teams so that they won't have to significantly just start all over. They can pretty much retool. So if it is the Phoenix Suns, they're probably asking for, a Devin Booker and Chris Paul. If it's the Miami Heat, they probably are asking for Jimmy Butler. So again, their goals right now in terms of trade capital coming back is probably more unrealistic until things settle down. So I just think their significant asking price is really astronomical right now because time is on the Nets' hands. They don't have to rush into a bad trade.
Yeah, and we'll get to some of the guys who are really waiting for that first domino to fall before they can figure out where they're going to end up. We're going to get to that in a second, though, because this just came down a short while ago. After first insisting they weren't open to moving All-Star guard Donovan Mitchell, ESPN's reporting that the door is now open for such a move. Jazz GM Justin Zanuck saying that change is inevitable in the NBA, but there is no intent to trade Mitchell. All right, the report also says that once the Jazz got what they got for Rudy Gobert, maybe things changed a little bit in the market and in their minds. What do you make of all this?
No surprise. This is a situation where I would be shocked if Donovan Mitchell is on the opening night roster for the Utah Jazz. I think the whole plan all along was to move he and both Rudy Gobert before the season started. But they really, they hit it big for the trade for Rudy Gobert with all those picks and the players that came back. So I think they're going to try to rinse and repeat and do the same thing with Donovan Mitchell. It'll be interesting, what teams will get involved with Donovan Mitchell. I believed all along that Mitchell wanted to try to land with the New York Knicks so that he can join in the backcourt with Jalen Brunson. I'm sure that's still a possibility, but this is no surprise. I think they were always open to trading Donovan Mitchell. It's just that with the amount of value that they got back for Rudy Gobert, they said, hey, we maybe need to put this on public notice for public consumption that we are in the market for trading Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, sort of sped things up a little bit. So the Lakers, they've been trying to trade Russell Westbrook. I don't think I'm exposing state secrets there, but the latest on that is that LA isn't willing to trade multiple first-round picks to get rid of him, presumably for Kyrie. And now, new Lakers head coach Darvin Ham says he's making plans on how to use Westbrook in his offense. What's going on here with Russell Westbrook and the Lakers?
Well, I've been in this situation before. A lot of times publicly, you don't want to, I don't want to say you want to bend the truth, but you want to massage it a little bit. And I think if the Nets and the Lakers can come to an agreement, maybe the Lakers, include more first-round draft picks, they'll be able to come to a deal. Just remember, the clock is not really ticking right now. It's July 12th. You know how I know that? It's my son's Avery Johnson Jr.'s birthday. So it's not August 12th or September 12th. They still have time. These teams can massage it. They're all talking in Las Vegas at the NBA Summer League. Would I be shocked if something happens tonight or tomorrow? No. But if this drags on into August and September, I wouldn't be surprised. But something's going to happen before the season because I can't see Kyrie Irving in the Nets uniform because Kevin Durant's not going to be there.
All right, and we pause for a moment to wish a very happy birthday to one Avery Johnson Jr. That's great stuff. All right, back to another story that hinges on the top story we were talking about with what happens to KD and Kyrie. And DeAndre Ayton is a guy who really can't do anything, it seems, but watch at this point. Where are the best landing spots for the now former Suns big man turned free agent?
Yeah, obviously we've heard the names like, the Indiana Pacers. I would like to see maybe a team like the San Antonio Spurs get involved. He can be coached at least for a year or two by the best coach in all of the NBA. But at the end of the day, why would you want to leave the Suns? If I'm DeAndre Ayton, if I got a problem with Monty Williams, the coach, if I have a problem with any of the other players on the team, man, you got to make this work. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience to come back and have an opportunity to win a championship. You had your worst game of the season in the 95th game of the season in that 7-game against the Mavericks. Now the Mavericks have lost Jalen Brunson. Sure, Golden State's still tough, but they lost Gary Payton II. There's been some changes there, Otto Porter. So you're right back there in the mix. So in my opinion, the best landing spot would be the Phoenix Suns. But obviously we've heard names like Indiana. And if it's not Phoenix, I would take a look at a team like the Spurs.
Might come down to dollars and cents as well as it tends to sometimes. Hey, number 1 overall pick, Paolo Banchero, looked really good, 26-5. That's what he averaged in just 2 summer league games. And now the Orlando Magic, they say they've seen enough. They're shutting him down. So they want to shut him down, they're saying, because they want to look at other guys more. What do you make of the move? 2 games? Is that enough to make that kind of a decision?
Oh, excellent move. You got to remember their whole body of work has been his entire college career. And they went back and looked at him on the AAU circuit. So they have a whole body encyclopedia of information, and not just 2 summer league games. But he showed enough in these 2 games. And now you got some other fringe free agents, probably some lower draft picks from this year and previous years that need to get some more playing time. They know what they're getting with Paolo. He did an excellent job. He could easily be the MVP in the Summer League if this Summer League ends today. So excellent decision. This is all about managing your players. There's nothing else he can do in the Summer League that's going to sway the Orlando Magic one way or another. They're not going to love him less or love him more if he plays in 2 or 3 more games in the Summer League. So smart decision to rest him. You may see the same thing happening with a kid like Chet Holmgren. We've seen enough from Chet. Now they can allow some of these other guys that have, committed to play with them in the Summer League that haven't gotten many minutes. Now they can get a few more minutes.
I like it. We finished the segment with a little bit of a palate cleanser. We're not talking about what ifs and who can go where and how much they're going to get for one of. These are young guys that are looking like studs in Summer League that we're hoping really show out once the regular season starts. Avery Johnson,
No surprise. This is a situation where I would be shocked if Donovan Mitchell is on the opening night roster for the Utah Jazz. I think the whole plan all along was to move he and both Rudy Gobert before the season started. But they really, they hit it big for the trade for Rudy Gobert with all those picks and the players